suckers usually don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that they usually don't like me when they coming from that angle. That's cool though. You know, everybody got their opinion, and they all stink. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's up? This bruh man from the fifth floor, and you tuned in to Forgotten Kings TV.
What's going on, world? It's your homie Sensei Rippin'. I'm back again with another video. Listen, y'all. Yesterday, Ice Cube went off on comedian Aries Spears. That's right, y'all. For those who may not know, recently Aries Spears was on Vlad, and he pretty much told Vlad, listen, I'm not a fan of Ice Cube's music or his movies. Okay, so of course, in a recent interview, Ice Cube was asked to speak on Aries Spears' comments, and this is what he said, man. Before we get into Ice Cube's comments, right, in response to Aries Spears, make sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you can get all of the latest uploads. And also, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below about this topic involving Ice Cube and Aries Spears. So let's get into this clip so y'all can hear exactly what Ice Cube had to say in response to Aries Spears not liking his movies or music. But yeah, let's get right into it. Shout out to 97.9 WJ. LB, okay, they're the ones who recently interviewed Ice Cube and asked him his thoughts about Aries Spears' comments, and this is what he had to say.
Hey, what's happening?
What's happening with you, man?
Hey, I want to ask you something, man. I saw a comedian speaking kind of bad about you, man.
Who is this?
Aries Spears.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah. He said nothing.
Is he a comedian?
Yeah.
Because he ain't never made me laugh, so I don't know if he a comedian.
Did you hear what he said?
What'd he say?
He said it was nothing about you impresses him. From movies to rapping, nothing at all impresses him. And I'm like, wow, like what?
Ice Cube does nothing for me as a rapper and an actor. The song that makes me want to jump out of a window is Have a Good Day.
Today was a good day. Rolling down the street in my 6'4", police didn't come bother us no more.
You might as well have them say,
Green eggs and ham, Sam I am.
Suckers usually don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that they usually don't like me when they coming from that angle. That's cool though. You know, everybody got their opinion, and they all stink. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's cool. You know, he entitled to his opinion. It's the feeling is mutual. You know, I don't think he on anybody's list of top 10 comedians. You know what I mean, in the black community for sure. I don't even know if he's on the register with us.
All right, y'all. That was Ice Cube responding to Aries Spears not liking his music or movies. Okay, now again, this is Aries Spears' opinion, and not long after he took to IG to respond to Ice Cube in his comments. All right, so let's get right to it. Again, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. But again, this is what Aries Spears had to say, y'all.
What up, boy? Aries Spears here. Listen, I want to have a conversation with y'all about a word that I think is so overly used and abused. Hate/hater. Because apparently I'm the poster child for the world's biggest hater. If you look up the word hate, it's my picture. When did we get to a point where unless your opinion, and last time I checked as human beings, we're all allowed to opinions. At what point does it get to where unless your opinion is favorable about a person or a thing and goes with the flow of everyone else, you're a hater? I don't understand that. Am I not allowed to have an opinion and voice it if it's not in the direction of everybody else? Recently, I was on Vlad TV and I did an interview and we were talking about hip hop and rappers, and Ice Cube came up. And I said, look, man, I'm not a fan of Ice Cube musically or theatrically. I'm not a fan. And somebody sent me a clip where Ice Cube responded. He was on a radio show and the dude played him the snippet. And the first thing Ice Cube says is, well, most suckers don't like me. Then he goes on to say, I never heard of this dude. Then he finishes by saying, well, he's just not funny. Well, you can't have it both ways. If you don't know who I am, how do you know if I'm funny or not? So you can't have it both ways. And for the record, I respect Ice Cube, the man. I respect Ice Cube in terms of what he's brought to the game. He's one of the pioneers. So hats off to him for that. I just said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. I never attacked him as a man. I never attacked him in terms of his character. I said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. Why am I not allowed to feel that way? Why is that? And then secondly, it's always funny. People call me a hater because they love to highlight when I say I don't like something as though I don't have love for anything. Listen, I'm a fan of basketball. Just not a big LeBron fan. I respect him, but I'm not a LeBron fan. But I love Jordan. I love Magic. I love Bird. I love D Wade. So how come that never gets highlighted? When it comes to rap music, yes, I'm not a fan of Ice Cube. I love Jay-Z. I love Nas. I love Jadakiss. I love Snoop. How come that don't get highlighted? When it comes to boxing, I'm a huge boxing fan. I'm not a Floyd Mayweather fan, but I love Mike Tyson. I worshiped Ali. I love Roy Jones, who I know, and Roy's a fan of mine. So again, because I might not like something or someone, why is it hate instead of an opinion, a subjective opinion? Is that how moist we've become as a generation, that we can't not like something? That's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Listen, I want to have a conversation with y'all about a word that I think is so overly used and abused. Hate/hater.
All right, y'all. That was Aries Spears responding to Ice Cube. His reaction to Aries Spears not liking his movies or music, man. Now, again, is Aries Spears entitled to his own opinion? Of course, man. We all are. You get what I mean? And for the record, you know, this is what Ice Cube's net worth is as of 2024. Now, again, this is a preference thing, right? Aries Spears saying he's not a fan of Ice Cube's music or movies. That's fine, right? But that doesn't negate the fact that Ice Cube has built the brand for himself. You know what I mean? Starting off with NWA, and here we are in 2025. This man got his hands in a lot of situations, whether it's the big three, you get what I mean? Films, television. I mean, Ice Cube has been grinding, okay, for some years. And whether you're a fan of his movies or not, you know, that doesn't negate the fact that this man is about his business. You know what I'm saying? And when you go on that list of top, let's say, filmmakers, right, or just those who are able to transition, you know, from music to film, Ice Cube's on that list. You know what I mean? If Will Smith is at the top, you know what I mean? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Ice Cube is definitely on that list. But does that mean everyone has to be a fan? No. It is what it is. You know what I mean? You have to accept the fact that everyone is not going to be a fan of you or your work. You know what I mean? Regardless of your success. That's just life. Now, is Aries Spears hating? Come on. Like I said, that's his opinion. Now, we understand Aries Spears is a New Yorker, okay, to his core. It is what it is, okay? But to be honest with you, you know, Aries Spears, you know, he doesn't really have the same resume when it comes to movies. You know what I mean? A lot of comedy joints, but for the most part, it's not even the same. You know what I mean? One would argue that, hey, I'm not a big fan of Aries Spears, right? But one thing I will say is that Aries is funny as hell, okay? And if you haven't seen him live, then check him out, because the man is talented. You know what I mean? If you don't know your history on Aries Spears and how he got in the game, I mean, come on, y'all. Like I said, Aries been around. You know what I mean? And now we only see him in these stand-up clips, right, on stage, you know, doing crowd work, or you just see him on Vlad. You know what I mean? That's probably the only damn criticism, like why you keep going back to Vlad platform, but we get it. You know, he gets paid a check. But overall, like I said, everyone is grinding. You know what I mean? But let's be honest. Everyone has an opinion. No one's going to be a fan of Ice Cube, at least not 100%, right? Same when it comes to Aries Spears. The way I feel like Aries is one of the legends in this comedy game, some may disagree. And that's fine. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we can't act like Ice Cube didn't work for his. You know what I mean? Whether you didn't like the yay, you ain't like the accent or none of that, it didn't matter. You know what I mean? Because in the end, he put asses in seats, man. And his brand is really like that. I mean, come on. They finally just green lighted the final Friday. Let's, hope and see if this will actually come out, because so many people have transitioned. You know what I mean? Key stars in that franchise. So I don't know how they're going to, wrap this up, the whole franchise in its entirety with this final film. If Chris Tucker ain't in it, then, you know what I mean? What's the point? You know what I mean? Maybe Aries Spears could be a part of it. Who knows? But y'all let me know, man. What are your thoughts on the controversy involving Ice Cube and Aries Spears? Do you think Aries Spears is wrong for having an opinion about Ice Cube and his brand altogether? And also, what are your thoughts on Ice Cube and his response? I mean, Ice Cube says the feeling is mutual. You know what I mean? And again, this is someone who has a profile name, credibility, Aries Spears. You get what I mean? So people understand this is about the business in your brand. No one wants to hear someone speak about your brand in a negative way. So of course, Ice Cube, he want to, fight fire with fire. But listen, like I said, me personally, Aries Spears is funny. That's just me. But y'all let me know. What are your thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below? Because again, like I said, I just seen this last night and I was like, damn, Cube going in. You know what I mean? But again, y'all let me know. What are your thoughts on this controversy involving Ice Cube and Aries Spears down in the comment section below? But again, that's all I got for y'all today. My name is Sensei Rip. Till next time. Peace.
So they get the nigga and shit. So man, they put him on the car on the ground and shit. They rob him and shit. Like, the feel me, the shotty, I sawed it off myself, so I know that shit do real damage. TM had that shit to the nigga head, and I'm thinking to myself, it ain't even over no real money. I'm already about to go to jail. And I said, nah. And the nigga eased up off him. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was kind of terrified because I ain't even want to see that. Like, I wanted them niggas like, I'll pat at you, but I ain't running up on you and shooting you in the face and then standing over you, hitting you 12 times. I'm not psychotic like that. Like, you feel me? If I did it, it was over some money or over some disrespect. So I was out to prove a point, not to, maim or disfigure nobody. Like, I'm not a psycho type shit. Like, you feel me? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? That was a terrifying moment for me because I ain't want to see that. And I'm about to get sentenced. You feel me?
Have you lived the life the streets tried to write for you, but ultimately found your own ending? Do you have a story of survival, betrayal, or redemption? We're looking for real people with real experiences to share their truth. If the streets tried to break you, but you made it out, we want to hear from you. Hit us up now to be a part of The Streets Is a Myth.
I don't be wanting no distractions when I'm starting my day. I'm facing 20 years in jail. I don't got no time to...
Thank you for watching my video. If you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also, hit that notification bell to get the latest on hip-hop, sports, comedy, whatever. All right, we got you covered over here at Forgotten Kings TV. And also, click on one of these videos, okay? All right, y'all.